Hey, welcome back. You've been watching part 3 of the collaboration between myself and Alec Steele making the Khopesh sword. And you all just saw me do the final grinding, or part of the final grinding on the sword. It was probably like just a couple minutes of footage for you all, but that was actually 2 hours on the grinder. And I have the whole sword now up to 120 grit. At 120, I'm pretty much getting my edge thickness where it's going to stay with the final product. And bringing all my lines really close to their final spot. Next, I'm going to be going to a 220 grit belt and then a 320 grit belt, and then seeing what I can do from there before I go to the hand sanding. So as you can see, I've already started to fit up the handle material, and what I've chosen is Gaboon Ebony, and I have a special surprise, special edition I'm going to be adding into these scales. That will be a surprise for next video, but really excited to fit these in. I've never done a fit like this. It's actually seems to be pretty easy so far at this point, but I'm going to press fit these in so they're really tight, and I'm going to be using my new 6-ton arbor press. I have really not been able to use this yet. It's a pretty new piece of equipment. It's a massive arbor press. So what I'm doing now is actually drilling the pinholes through scale side number 2 while it's press fit in there. So once I knock the scale out, the pinholes will already be in place, and it will go back in the same spot every time. This is a 3/32 hole, and I'm going to be using 3/32 bronze pins. So grinding it just a few thousandths oversized and then pressing it in seemed to be a pretty effective technique. I mean, it's pretty much seamless. Everything's nice and crisp and square on the inside, just pressed flat. So I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes for scale side number 1. Take that off, and then both scales will fit on there, pinned together, and be a very nice fit. Finally. So now I can start moving on to sculpting the bolster and the guard, which I really wanted to get to just so I could kind of demonstrate the transformation that these can go through, because now they look ugly, as everyone has mentioned. So I got these scales fit up. Everything is crisp, square, bulky, but it fits nicely. So now I can take these apart and actually start to sculpt
the handle.
So we're going to wrap up part 3 now. A major part of the sword has been done in this video, and that would be pretty much finishing up all of the grinder work. From here on out, it's going to be hand sanding. The guard, the bolster, and the blade and everything is completely done on the grinder. Now the wooden pieces of the handle do still need to be shaped down to the rest of the handle, and I've got something really special in store for this ebony. Not going to share that with you yet because that's going to be a surprise for the next video or two, but I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's going to really add a nice elegant touch to the handle. So the steps that have been put into the sword so far were very skill intensive steps, and the next set of steps that's going to be going to the sword are going to be very time intensive steps. That's really going to be pushing my patience because I'll probably have a full day, a solid full day into hand sanding and getting all of this etched and polished and all of that stuff. I also think that the pommel and guard turned out pretty good. The spikes got pretty good dimension on it. It is hollow ground on all 4 sides, and then I also have a hollow grind on the front guard here. I'm going to try to get part 4 out in the next couple days. I will be going out of the country. I'm actually going to be traveling through Mexico on my motorcycle for 3 weeks, and I won't be back till Thanksgiving. So it's not likely that I will have this sword 100% finished before I leave. So I'll be finishing up the very last final touches when I get back after Thanksgiving, but I do hope to get this sword very, very close to being finished and get a part 4 out. Good things take time, and I don't want to rush this sort of project. You know, it'll be for everyone's best interest in the end that I really take my time on this and make it right. Let me know in the comments if you stuck it out to the very end and are excited for part 4. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.